Hi everyone, I hope you all safe and healthy with your family and friends. In this video, we are going to learn about 11th Standard Accountancy, Chapter 7, Subsidiary Books 2, Cash Book Illustration, Sum Number 4. Prepare 3-column cash book in the books of Thirudurai Raj. Okay. Before that, what is meant by 3-column cash book? A 3-column cash book contains 3 amount column on both the sides. That is, discount column, cash column and bank column on both debit and credit side, or debtor and credit card side. Let's see the transaction one by one. The first transaction is 2017 March, a cash in hand 12,000 rupees and cash at bank 15,000 rupees. Listen here carefully. In case of 3-column cash book, opening balance of cash and bank balances appears first items on debit side. So listen here carefully. So this is the opening balance of the cash book. So we are always, the opening balance of the cash book is appears on debit side. So we go to debit side, dated on 2017 March 1. To balance brought down, the cash amount value is 12,000 rupees is to enter on cash column, and the bank opening balance of bank 15,000 rupees is to enter on bank column on the debit side. So to balance brought down means the opening balance of the cash in hand and cash at bank. Okay. Then let's see the next transaction. March 2, cash paid into bank 11,000 rupees. What is the journal entry? Cash paid means cash goes out from your hand. So cash account decreases, we credit the cash account. Where the cash account goes to bank, your bank account. So your bank account increases, we debited the bank account. What is the journal entry? Bank account debtor to cash account. This is the contra entry. Okay, what is meant by contra entry? When two accounts involved there are, what are they? Two accounts involved there? There are bank account and cash account. And then both the aspect is to be entered in the cash book. Okay, so these two accounts will be entered into the cash book. As both debit and credit aspects, transactions are recorded in the cash book. Such entries are called as contra entry. This entry is called as contra entry. So listen here carefully. What is the journal entry for this? Bank account debtor to cash account, because you paid cash into bank. Okay. So we called it as the contra entry. How can we enter this transaction, this account? So let's see here. Bank is the receiver. Okay, listen here. Where is bank? Bank is on debit side. Debtor, bank account debtor means you go to debit side, debtor side. Okay, so who is the receiver? Bank is the receiver, you go to receipt side. Okay, so bank account debtor means you go to receipt side. And what is the opposite account from bank account? Cash account. You have to enter the opposite account. So you go to enter dated on March 2 to cash account. Okay, so bank account debtor means you have to enter 11,000 rupees into bank column on debit side. Are you understand clearly? So you have to enter 11,000 rupees on bank column on debit side. Why? Because bank account debtor. Okay, so bank is the receiver, you go to receipt side. Okay, and what is the opposite account from the bank? Cash account. So you go to enter to cash account, because opposite account only you have to enter. You have to be entered. Okay, so on receipt side you have to enter to cash account. Okay, so bank account debtor means you have to enter 11,000 rupees on bank column. So you have entered 11,000 rupees on bank column, and C how to enter in LF column. C means contra entry. Okay. So what is meant by contra entry? This entry is called contra entries. The alphabet C is to write on LF column on both the side. Contra means the particular entry is posted on the other side. That means the contra side on the same book. So we have posted the bank account on the debit side. Then let's see two cash accounts. So you have to enter both the account on the two accounts on the both the side. Okay, we already entered a bank column 11,000 rupees on debit side. Now we are go to credit side. Listen here, two cash account means where is cash? Cash is on credit side. So we go to credit side, dated on 12, dated on 2. What is the opposite account from the cash account? Bank account. So you have to write by bank account. Always we started by the word by on the credit side. So by bank account, the alphabet C is to enter on the LF column. C means the contra entry. Okay, so two cash account means you have to enter that 11,000 rupees on cash column. Listen here carefully. We already entered bank column on debtor side. So now we are go to creditor side because two cash account is on credit side. Cash account decreased because you paid cash. So your cash account decreases. Cash account decreases, you will be credited the cash account. So you go to credit side. What is the opposite account from the cash account? Bank account. You have to enter always opposite account in the payment column. Okay, so you have to enter by bank account. This is the contra entry. So you have to write the alphabet letter C. C means contra. So what you have to write? You have to write 11,000 on cash column on the credit side. Okay, listen, bank account means you have to enter bank column on debit side. Where is bank? Bank is on debit side. You have to enter that 11,000 rupees on bank column on debit side, and then you have to enter the both the account aspect on the both the side. Okay, so then come to that is called contra entry. Okay, so let's go to the next account, that is two cash account. Where is cash? Cash is on credit side. So you go to credit side. What is the opposite account from the cash? Bank is the opposite account from the cash. You always enter the opposite account on the ledger account. Okay, or whatever book it is. Okay, so you have to enter by bank account. Let us see, enter into the LF column. That means contra. Then you have to enter that 11,000 rupees on cash column. Okay, on credit side. So we entered 11,000 rupees on cash column on credit side. Do you understand? I think you understood. Okay, let's see the next transaction, that is March 3, goods sold rupees 18,500. Okay, so this is the cash sales. Okay, when you made sales, you received cash. So you go to receipt side. Okay, so cash account debtor to sales account, you have to write in the cash book. You go to receipt side, you have to write the opposite account. That means sales account dated on 3. Listen here carefully. You sold, how much rupees you sold goods? 18,500 rupees. Okay, half of it received in cash and half of it received by check, which is immediately deposited into bank. Listen here. So you received 18,500 into two half. One half you received through cash and another half you received through check, means bank. So you have to enter received means receipt side, to sales account dated on 3, to sales account 90,250 is entered into the cash column and 9,250 rupees is entered into the bank column, because you received 18,500 rupees into two half, one half for cash, one half for check, means bank. Okay, so immediately deposited into bank means cash. Okay, let's see the another transaction. So you entered to sales account 9,250 on cash column and 9,250 on bank column on debit side, which means receipt side. The next transaction is March 4, sold goods on credit to Jayaraj for 7,000 rupees. What this transaction tells us? This transaction clearly tells us this is the credit sales transaction. You won't never ever enter the credit related transaction into the cash book. Only you have to enter cash related transaction in the cash book. Okay. So let's go to the next transaction, that is March 8. Jayaraj sent a check in full settlement 6,900 rupees. Listen here carefully. Jayaraj sent a check. So whenever Jayaraj sent to you a check, to you, okay, so you received a check. Whenever you received a check, you have to consider that the check in is cash. You treated that check as a cash, okay. So you take this check as a cash because you have a check in your hand. So whenever you received check, you consider that check as a cash, okay. So what is the journal? Jayaraj sent a check to you means cash received. So okay, so cash received means you go to receipt side. Okay, what is the opposite account? Cash account data to Jayaraj account. So on receipt side, dated on 8 to Jayaraj account. Listen here. Check in full settlement. So full settlement means how much rupees you sold to credit sales with Jayaraj? 7,000 rupees. So full settlement means there is some discount, okay, allowed to you. So you received a check for only 6,900 rupees. So you received a check means you received cash, okay. So you have to enter that cash 6,900 rupees in cash column, okay. So dated on 8 to Jayaraj account, in cash you received cash rupees 6,900 rupees. Whenever you received check, you consider that check as a cash, okay. So you have to enter that 6,900 rupees on cash column. And full settlement means you Jayaraj allowed you some discount. How much rupees? So 7,000, from 7,000 rupees you have to deduct 6,900, you will get 100 rupees. So you allowed discount for 100 rupees. You have to enter that 100 rupees on discount allowed column. Okay, are you clear? Then let's see the next transaction. March 12, Jayaraj's check was sent to bank. Oh, listen carefully. Now only. So on March 8, Jayaraj sent a check. So you have a check in your hand. You consider the check as a cash. Now Jayaraj check was sent to bank. So you deposited that check into bank. Okay, are you clear? What this transaction tells us? You deposited Jayaraj check into bank. Okay, what is the journal entry? Bank account data, you received check, okay. Here, so you don't mean these two transaction is the same. Now only whenever you deposited a check only, you consider the check is related to bank, okay. So bank account data to cash account. So because bank only receiver here, okay. So bank account, this is the contra entry because bank account data to cash account. So two accounts are affected here. What are they? Bank account, cash account. So you have to enter these two accounts on both the sides. So that is called the contra entry. So listen here. Where is bank? Bank is on debtor side. Who is the receiver? Bank is the receiver. You go to receipt side dated on 12, right? So you go to receipt side. Receipt side, bank account debtor means receipt side you have to write dated on 12. What is the opposite account from the bank? Cash account, okay. So you have to write the entry to cash account. So you see the alphabet C is to write on the LF column because this is the contra entry. You have to enter these two accounts, that means bank account and cash account on both the side. Okay, so this is the contra entry. You have to write C on the LF column. Then so to cash account, where is bank? Bank is on debtor. So you have to enter how much rupees? 6,900 rupees on bank column because bank account debtor means you have to enter that amount 6,900 rupees on bank column. Okay, so we entered 6,900 rupees on bank column. Then you also enter, this is the contra entry only, you go to credit side and enter the same 6,900, where listen here carefully. You already entered in bank column because bank account debtor means debit side, bank column you enter the 6,900 rupees. Then come to what is on credit side, cash goes out. So to cash, okay, cash account decreases, we go to credit side. To cash account means credit side, we go to credit side. Okay, what is the credit side? Dated on 12. What is the opposite account from the cash account? Bank account. So you have to write opposite account name is by bank account. You have to write the alphabet word C on LF column. Okay, so to cash account means you have to enter that 6,900 rupees on cash column on credit side. 6,900 rupees is entered. Are you clear? Then let's go to the next transaction. 12 March 14 bought goods from Iqbal and issued a check to him immediately 8,500 rupees. So you bought goods through, how you bought goods? Through check. Okay, so whenever you made payment through check, you consider that check as the bank. Listen here carefully. You made purchases through check. Okay, so you paid check. Whenever you made payment, you paid check. That check is called as bank. You consider that check. You treated that check as the bank on him immediately. So you paid check means you bought goods is the expenses. So whenever the expenses will be credited. Okay, so bought goods means purchases. So dated on 14 by purchases account. Okay, so purchases account means purchases account data to bank list. Okay, so your bank account credited, decreased. So you have to enter 8,500 rupees on bank column. Listen here carefully. Bought goods from Iqbal and issued a check to him immediately 8,500. So you made purchases through check. So whenever you paid check, that check is considered as the bank. So bought goods means purchases, expenses. You go to expenses will be credited. You go to credit side, payment side. Dated on 14th March by purchases account. You have to enter that account on bank column. Okay, 8,500 rupees. Then dated on 15, bought goods from Murali on credit. So credit related transaction, you won't take it. So we omit this transaction. Let's see the another transaction. That is March 2017 and dated on 19, received a check from Kannappan in full settlement of his account 2,000 rupees. Listen here carefully. Received a check. Whenever you received check from whoever, that check is considered, that check is treated as a cash. Okay, so you received a cash from Kannappan. So cash account data to Kannappan account. You go to received means receipt side. You go to receipt side. Who is the opposite account? Cash account data to Kannappan means we always enter the opposite account on the receipt side. So dated on 19 March 19 to Kannappan account. So you received a check means cash. You entered that cash. Listen, in full settlements means you allowed Kannappan allowed to you a discount allowed to you by Kannappan. Okay, so of his account of 2000 rupees means, so you received discount allowed to you 25 rupees. You entered that 25 rupees on discount column, and 1975 rupees is entered on where? Cash column, because you received a check, means you consider the check as the cash. So you entered that 1975 rupees on cash column, 25 rupees is entered on the discount allowed column. Let's see the next transaction. March 20, drew cash rupees 3000 and by check rupees 5000 for personal use. Listen, whenever you see the personal use, you take the term drawings. Okay, so drawings always debtor account, drawing account always a debtor. So drawing account debtor, you drew cash for 3000 and check for 5000. So drawing account debtor to cash account 3000 and bank account 5000. So where is cash? Cash is on credit side. So you go to credit side, dated on 20. What is the opposite account from the cash account? Drawing account. So you have to write by drawing account. Draw cash for 3000. So you have to enter that 3000 on cash column, and the bank 5000 rupees. You have to enter that 5000 rupees on bank column. Okay. Do you understand? Personal use means you take the term drawing account. Drawing account is always a debtor. So drawing account debtor to cash account 3000 rupees and bank account 5000 rupees. Cash account is on credit side. So you go to cash, means your cash account is on credit side. So you go to credit side. What is the opposite account from cash account? Drawing account. So dated on 20, by drawing account, cash account enter 3000 rupees on cash column, and bank column you have to enter 5000 rupees. Then let's see the next transaction, that is March 25. Paid Vinod by check in full settlement of his account rupees 2000, 1850 rupees. Two amounts are given here. So we consider full settlement means what? You received the check. Okay. Do you understand? You received the check 2000, 1850 rupees. So 150 rupees is the discount. You received discount to you. Okay. So paid Vinod means you made payment to Vinod. By check means you paid check. Whenever you made payment through check, that check is considered as bank. Okay, paid check to Vinod means you go to payment column, dated on 25. What is the journal? Bank account data to Vinod account. So by Vinod account. Okay, so you have to enter that 1850 rupees on bank column, because you paid check. So that check is treated as bank. You enter the 1850 rupees on bank column, and full settlement means you received discount. How much rupees? After deducted 1850 from 2000, you will get 150 rupees is entered into the discount received column. Okay, so given whatever given transaction related to bank and the cash, we entered all into the 3-column cash book. Now we go to balancing the figure. Okay, so listen here carefully. The balancing the figure of a closing balance of cash and bank. So cash will always, listen here carefully, cash is always have the debit balance. Okay, and bank balance may be debit or credit depending on whether the balancing is favorable or unfavorable respectively. So here illustration number 4, bank cash and bank column both have the higher value. So that higher value we total on the both the side. So cash values have 30,125, we totaled on the both the side, and the bank balance also have the debit balance have higher value. So we total 42,150 on both the side. Okay. So listen here, in discount column will not be no need to balancing. Okay. So we just they are totaled separately. So we totaled it separately. 100 plus 25, 125 discount allowed on debit side, and 150 rupees discount received on credit side. Okay, we no need to balance the discount column. We only balancing the cash and the bank column. So which side has the lesser value? Credit side has the lesser value. So cash column has how much rupees? 20,900 rupees lesser value. We have to find the difference amount. So we have to subtract 20,900 from 30,125. We will get 9,225. And bank column we have how much rupees lesser value? 15,350 rupees. We have to subtract that 15,350 rupees from 42, the total value of the bank column 42,150. Then we subtracted it, we will get 26,800. This is the differences. Okay, we have to enter the differences in the lesser value side. Then the differences has to be brought it down to the opposite side, and will enter into below the total 9,225 and 26,800 will brought down and to the opposite side, debit side. So we are bank and cash column will always debited. In this illustration, bank column also debited. Okay, so we debited the both the values, and balance brought down used to be entered in the particular column, that means the receipt column, against the differences. And in date column, the first day of the next accounting period is entered, that is April 1. So this is the opening balance of the cash and the bank column, and last day of the accounting period is entered into the closing balance of the cash and the bank column, that is 2017 March 31. So this is the closing balance of the cash column and the bank amount. Okay, do you have any doubt? Please comment it on the comment box. Thank you. Take care.